Okay, hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from College Professional Mara Bandar Pelawah Warisan Clubs, and I am Amirul Al-Kausar bin Azman, and my ID number is PDA 1805162. And in this meeting, I take a role as a chairman, and this is my group members, and this is my group members.
Okay, my name is Muhammad Aiman. My ID number is PDA 1805033. My role in this meeting is as secretary.
My name is Muhammad Shafi'i bin Mayazin and my ID number is PDA 1805126. My role in this meeting is as a treasurer.
Alright, I hope you sir can enjoy this our mock meeting. That's all from us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to all members who attend this meeting today. Okay, first of all, I want to thank you because attend this meeting today. Okay, there is any absent today, Mr. Aiman?
Yes, sir. For this meeting, there is two person who are absent, which is Mr. Nurizwan. He has doctor's appointment. And Mr. Hafiz, he has personal affair. That's all, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Aiman. Okay, never mind. We will proceed the meeting today. Okay, now I want the Mr. Secretary, which is Mr. Aiman, to read the minute of the last previous meeting. Can you read the minutes, Mr. Aiman?
Sure, sir. Before that, I have already emailed you for this meeting. Let me read about it.
Wait. Let me open the email that you give. Wait a minute.
Okay, sir.
Okay, done.
Okay, let me read about the uh, previous meeting minutes. Minutes of the second subcommittee meeting of the closing ceremony Malaysia Independence Day celebrations held on Sunday, July 12, 2020 at 8:30 a.m. via Microsoft Teams. Okay, for the presenter is there is 5 person who is for the first one is Mr. Amirul Kausar bin Azman, who is chairman. And for the second is Muhammad Aiman bin Ahmad Shukri as a secretary. And for the third is Muhammad Shafi'i bin Mat Yasin as a treasurer. And the fourth is Muhammad Nurizwan bin Mazlan. And lastly, Muhammad Nur Hafiz bin Muhammad Rafi. Okay. For the absent is there is 6 absent. There is 9 absent for this meeting. Firstly, the chairman's address. The chairman called the meeting to order at 8:30 p.m. and welcome all the members. For the second is apologies for absent. For apologies for absent, there is no absentee in the meeting. And for the third is minutes of the last meeting. The minutes of last meeting were read by the secretary. There is no amendment was made. For the fourth is matters arising out of the minutes. There is no other matters arising. And for the fifth is budget report. Mr. Shafi'i reported that request to ask 7,000 ringgit from college was rejected. With the limit budget of 20,000 ringgit, some of the expenditure for the activities and prices should be reviewed. For the second is for the sixth is special business. For the special business, there is 3 special business. For the first one is the date and time of the closing ceremony. A chairman asks the member to give a suggestion about the best date and time of the closing ceremony Malaysia Independence Day celebration. Mr. Shafi'i proposed and seconded by Mr. Aiman that event should start at 8 p.m. on 30 August 2020. He said the program will be smooth if the event start on that time. Since there were two motions, Mr. Chairman decided to put the vote and the motion was carried with a large majority. The resolution was the event should start at 8 p.m. on 30 August 2020. For the second special business, which is marching competition, Mr. Kausar, who is the chairman, stated that marching event is a must for Malaysia Independence Day celebration. Mr. Shafi'i proposed and seconded by Mr. Nurizwan that the marching competition must be done between homeroom because it can be one of the activities for homeroom program, and it will be also a platform for the mentors and mentees to collaborate. The proposal was put into a vote and the motion was rejected. It is found that it will be easier to done competition between classes as it can save some time for other activities as they can easily discuss with each other. And for the last special business is motivational talk. For motivational talk, a chairman informed the members that the motivational talk is a must during the event to the patriotism value in every students and staffs. Mr. Aiman proposed and seconded by Mr. Shafi'i that Tunku Zain Al Abidin should be invited to do the talk and the motivational purpose. However, Mr. Shafi'i thought that Ustad Badli Shah bin Alauddin is a better choice instead of Tunku Zain. The proposal was put the vote and the motion was carried unanimously. The resolution was Ustad Badri Shah bin Alauddin would be the motivational talk. And for the seven is any other business. For any other business, there is no any other business proposed by the members. For the eight is date, time, and places of the next meeting. It was decided that the next meeting will be held 12 July at 8:30 a.m. via Microsoft Teams. And lastly, for the close, the chairman thanked all the members for their participation during the meeting and adjourned the meeting at 9 a.m. Sir, I have already emailed you and I would like you to check and sign it. That's all for me, sir.
Alright, thank you, Mr. Aiman, because read the minutes of the previous meeting. Thank you again. Okay, actually, I think there are an amendment was made, which is the cost of expenditure for the activities and price. Actually, not 7,000. Actually, we have discussed before this in the last meeting. The cost is 10,000 actually. And then the rest of it, okay, no problem. Okay, I will sign it now.
Thank you, sir.
Alright, thank you again. Okay, now there is matter arising out of the minutes, Mr. Aiman or Mr. Shafi'i.
There was there was no other matters arising, sir.
Mr. Aiman, there is matter arising out of minute.
Um, there is no matters arising too, sir.
Alright, thank you. Okay, now I want to report of the last meeting. If there any report that you guys want to give in the meeting now, Mr. Aiman or Mr. Shafi'i.
Oh, sir. I have received a report that we can't do marching competition because of government RMCO restriction, movement control order. So it need the competition will be need to be cancelled.
Alright, thank you, Mr. Shafi'i. We need to follow the government restriction, which is we need to take care of our social distancing, right? So I think never mind. We can we can what we call we can cancel the marching competition and we proceed the others. Alright. Okay, now we proceed what that I inform you guys. The purpose of the meeting is we would like to discuss about the closing ceremony Malaysia Independence Day celebration. There are two things that we need to discuss, which is the performer on that day and second, which is the last, the tentative for the closing ceremony. Okay, now I would like to we would like to discuss about performer. Okay, I have an idea to invite who are become a performer on that day, which is I want to invite Mr. Faizal Tahir, which is an artist to be our special guest to perform on that night because I want that night will be the make it more happening and lively. So how about you guys, Mr. Aiman or Mr. Shafi'i?
Sir, I agree with your suggestion, but if we invite Faizal Tahir as our performer, that will cost us as 1,000 ringgit per song to Faizal Tahir to perform at the event.
1,000 per songs. I think how about you, Mr. Shafi'i? Are you okay? Are you agree with that?
For me, I not agree with the motion that you propose. I propose that we invite the performer from among the student, which is Shida Ali and Muhammad Aslam, who are our student college from semester 4. Beside that, the cost that we receive from the college is not high, and we need to cut costs. So that's why I disagree with your motion.
Alright, thank you, Mr. Shafi'i. So I think we need to put a vote because since there are two motion which is from me and from you, Mr. Shafi'i. So I need to you guys to raise your hand if you agree with my motion or Mr. Shafi'i motion. So um please raise your hand if you agree with my motion, which is want to invite Father Tahir as a special guest on that night. Who agree with me? Please raise your hand. Um, okay, never mind. And who agree with the Mr. Shafi'i? I think I agree with that. So since there are large of majority with agree with the Mr. Shafi'i, which is me and Mr. Shafi'i. So I think it better to invite our the performer among our student, which is Muhammad Aslam and Shida Ali to perform on that day because yeah, as you guys know, that we can cut the budget or cost. So I think we can use that cost to other way. So yeah. So the resolution was to invite performer among the student college. Are you? Yes. Agree with that? We give
Yeah,
some response. Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Thank you
I agree
again.
too, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Now we settle about the performer. Okay. Now we proceed to the our next thing that we want to discuss, which is tentative for closing ceremony on that day. As you guys know, the date and time we have discussed the last meeting, which is we want to make a event on night 30 August. Right. I have mentioned before this, right? Mr. Shafi'i, Mr. Aiman, give some response.
Yes, yes. You have told us before.
Okay,
Yes,
right.
sir.
Now the problem is we want to proper tentative for the closing ceremony. Okay, Mr. Aiman or Mr. Shafi'i, do you guys have an idea to give to me?
Um, Sir, I have an idea. Um, for the ceremony. Uh, for the ceremony, I would like to suggest that we will do it at night on 30 August 2020. The first slot will be start at 9 p.m. and the slot will end with a speech from our director, which is Sir Makzan bin Mat Yusof. Uh, that's all from me, sir.
Um, Mr. Shafi'i?
I agree with that. So I second the motion that given by Mr. Ayman.
Alright, may I interrupt? Yes, may I interrupt? I think the first slot should be start at 8 p.m. because if we start at 9 p.m., we rushing, right? And if we start at 8 p.m., we can make the program run smoothly. All right. Okay, so I think again there are two motion, so I think we need to put a vote again. Yes, put a vote again. All right. Um, like before this, who are agree? Please raise your hand. We agree with me. Raise your hand and agree with the motion of Aiman motions. Raise your hand too. Okay, now please raise your hand if you guys think that Mr. Aiman motion are good to follow. Please raise your hand. Okay, only you, Mr. Aiman. I'm sorry. Okay, and then yeah, as you know, 1 versus 2. So I think we know the result. Yeah. So I think we the resolution was, I think we agreed that first slot will be start at 8 p.m. So any other arguing? You guys alright? Alright?
Uh, I'm agree with you, sir.
Okay. So we proceed that first slot start at 8 p.m. Right? Okay. Now we proceed to the second slot. Okay. What second slot ni? I want to you guys again give an idea. So Mr. Shafi or Mr. Aiman, do you guys an idea? Please give some response.
Also, I want to propose that for the second slot, it will be about singing performance from our student, Shida Ali and Muhammad Aslam from semester 4. And after the singing performance, we will be doing prize giving ceremony. Yeah, that's all from me. Thank you.
Mr. Aiman, you okay with the Mr. Shafi'i? You want to second?
Yes, sir. I agree with Mr. Shafiqi's suggestion. To give our student who is Shida Ali and Muhammad Aslam to perform at that event. Plus, we will know their talent, the student talent, if we give our chance to them.
So I think I have no problem with the Mr. Shafi'i. I also agree. So as you guys know, okay. I think the first slot is that that we have discussed. So the second slot is the performer from the Shida Ali and Muhammad Aslam. So I think no problem to proceed the second slot. So we proceed. Thank you. Okay, now we propose to the now we discuss no. So the lastly, which is the third one, is we want to discuss about the closing, which is our main activity on that day, which is we have make a countdown. Yeah, right. Mr. Shafi'i or Mr. Iman, do you have any idea to propose?
Oh, I have an idea. On the countdown, it will be on 12 o'clock. So, on that time we will be there will be a fireworks show outside the hall. So that's all for me.
I think I second your motion, which is 12 o'clock. With the firework will be there. So how about we make a countdown at least 13 minutes before 12 o'clock, maybe 11, 13 minutes, 13 p.m. How about you? We have make a preparation early. You guys, how about you? Simon?
I agree with you, sir. We should make we should do at 12 o'clock because that that is our main celebration.
Uh, I hope so because I want it made look happening and lively because we can see the firework explosion, right? So, all right, there is no other motion, so I think we not to vote and we carry it anonymously and anonymously. Sorry. All right. Okay, we have discussed about two things, which is the performer and tentative for closing ceremony. So our main meeting achieved, right? So any other business from you guys, Mr. Shafi or Mr. Iman? Yeah.
I want to add something. I want to propose that on the tentative, on the first slot, we need to add some activities such as lucky draw and Kahoot for to make our event more interesting and lively. So how about
I think we can put at the third slot, right? Third slot or second slot? You mean?
no, I mean on the first slot.
Oh, alright. I understand, I understand. So no problem. We can add Kahoot and lucky draw. So no problem. We proceed it. So I repeat again. The first slot we need that we should start our program at 8 p.m. Like I said, to make it run smoothly. And we like you mentioned, we add activity which is Lucky Draw and Kahoot. So yeah. And the second slot, I mention again, we proceed to the performance from our student, which is Shida Ali and Muhammad Aslam. And lastly is firework outside the hall. So there are three activity on the night. Okay. Um. Okay. Now I think that's all from me today. From you guys, any other thing that you have want to discuss?
I think that's all from me for now.
How about you, Mr. Iman?
Uh, I also think that I have no other suggestion to make. Then that's all from me.
So I think from now we have no. So I think I decided to make the next meeting that will be held on 25 July at same time, which is which is at 30 a.m. via Microsoft. So I think I will adjourn the meeting. So see you on the next meeting. That's all from me. Thank you. Mr. Aiman and Mr. Shafi. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.